Hello, whoever is watching, and we just got an ad, so you're watching an ad. Sorry about that. But I'm going to be drawing today, or at least I'm going to practice drawing one of my OCs. So, yeah, I have a reference right up on my screen up there, so Hello there. Sorry, I had to go do something. But back to drawing. But I just drew the head. Now I've got to draw the body. So she has like a shoulder here. I don't know if that's big enough, but yeah, and then got her arm going down like this, and then the rest of it's off the screen. So now I'll draw the back because it's somewhat like that. So that looks so off. Oh my god. I think this arm needs to be more like that. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. But here, you know what? I'm gonna retry this. She's in like an awkward position. It's kind of hard to draw it. But I guess like this is the side of her body. This is her back. And then she has her neck bending. I don't know how she's doing it, but yeah. She's bending her neck. Yeah, let's focus on neck a little bit later. That looks so off. And then she has her shoulder somewhat, no, I think it's higher. She has her shoulder like right here, with her arm going down and over a little bit. And she's got her boobies right here. And oh, I think her body needs to go a little bit more straight. Front side of her body. And then we draw her boobies. Yeah, that looks a little better. And then she has another arm going right here that she's then using. It kind of, it goes like, so it's her other arm's over here, somewhere over here, but you can't see it from the camera position. You then have to put up, and it goes like back a little bit, like it's in a, it looks shorter by the angle and perspective that we're in. And then this arm's kind of going over it, and it's like, and then we got her hand that's coming over, and it'll be like doing that. Okay, I think that's a pretty good rough sketch, I guess. Ish. I feel like this is such a masculine chin. I feel like she looks like a guy with that kind of chin. I'm gonna maybe to make it a little more feminine, I'm gonna round it out and make the chin a little bit smaller, and then bring this down a little bit. There we go, that looks a little bit better. Why does her head look so big now? Oh, I know why her head looks so big. It's gonna be the size of her torso, which it's very clearly not, so we gotta make it smaller. Oh. Give me 1 second. There we go. I have it plugged in. Okay. I can't really change my camera much more. Okay. So hello everyone watching. I just had to go plug in my iPad. So now we're getting back to drawing. So I got a rough sketch-ish done. This looks terrible. But now we have to, the shoulder goes up here, and she's got such a thin arm. But I guess it works for my character. See, and then it goes like back like that. Whoops. And then I think I made her back a little bit too wide. Hello there, berry scene girl. Thank you for joining my live. I know it's not much, but I'm just doing some simple drawing. So her arm goes there. I think her arm needs to go over a little bit. And now, there we go. And I think that looks pretty good. So then, this goes back. I definitely made her back way too wide with the rough sketch. In the picture, the waist is like around here. And then you have her backside. And it's kind of hard to tell how her body is because she's wearing a dress and it's pretty flowy, but I think her chest is pretty much right there. So, this looks so confusing. I'll add some guidelines in a second. For now, I'm going to go back here and clean up the sketch a little bit, because it's quite confusing. I think I'm just going to erase the sketch, or at least not the full thing, but the parts that I've already done. So, now, we have her, let's say like backside, right here. You see her back. She has scoliosis. Not really, but she looks like it. Now, her breasts definitely look off, and I know that, but we'll deal with it. So, and then this goes like that, and then her arm. Alright, so, her other arm, I think this one will be a little bit easier. I think I gotta lower it a little bit though. So, we're gonna do this, and then it's like, it's at a weird angle where it goes back like this, like it's going in the background, and then this arm is coming forward a little bit, so it overlaps this one a little. There we go. So, yeah, I think this arm needs to be a little bit up a little more, or like covering it a little more. So, thank you, Berry Scene Girl. So this arm looks so off. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for now. So I feel like the back is a little bit too wide still. I think it needs to be lowered a little bit, but straighter. Why did I choose such a hard reference photo? Now her head definitely looks way too big. So, gotta shrink that. I think that looks better-ish. Alright, let me fix up the head area. Figure out what I'm doing here. So here's the ear. It looks so big. Oh my god. There we go. And now we gotta go up here. Add the cheekbone. Eyebrow bone. And now the rest of the head. So now if we get rid of the sketch, now her head looks deformed. I think I need to give her more skull, I guess. So that's where her neck's gonna be. That means we gotta bring it all the way up here. And then but I think by the position that you're in, you wouldn't be able to really see this much skull. So I think we have to actually get rid of some of her skull. Whoops. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Head still doesn't fit the body, but that's okay. We aren't fully done yet. So there's her back, and then here's this. Here's her front area. And this looks terrible. Oh my god. I swear I can draw better than this, guys. Okay, hold up. Let me go into here. Let me try one of my techniques that I like to do to get perspective done easier. I don't know why I didn't do this from the start. Would have made this so much easier. But let me draw the lines for the head. Now, her shoulder starts here. This is the side of her body. This is the back of her body. And then you have the front triangle boobs. And then you have this, which would be the other shoulder. So if that's her body, that means her arm would be here, I think. And then, so we have her arm. I think I made her arm a little shorter than normal, but I think it looks good still. So, now her back is kind of cut off like here. And it curves in just a little bit and then goes out. And then here's her side. I wish you guys could see the reference photo I'm using so you understand it a little bit better about what I'm saying and all this, but it's on my other device. Well, I could just turn my screen up, then I have to get it back to the position. You know, I'll do it here. For everyone watching, this is my reference photo right now. So you have a little bit of an idea of what I'm trying to create. And also so you guys don't just think I'm crazy. I'm not, I swear. Here, gotta set my camera back up. There we go. Now, back to the drawing. I think, no, I definitely messed that up. I think I messed up at this part. Because if we look at this, I think the square is less, you don't see the top of, you wouldn't see the top of it. Because her shoulders are so high up, so she's like like shrugging almost, so you would see barely anything of it. Now the middle of her face goes down like this, and that would be about the middle of her arm, so that's not very correct. That's not. Okay. So if this would be the middle of her face and the middle of her arm, that would mean we need it like this. So there's her. No, that's not correct, because in the photo you're still able to see just a little bit of her neck, like right here. So you need to have it like that. I think that's like my best attempt so far. But now if we also do it, the side of her face is supposed to be just about the same right here. None of her arms are supposed to overlap the side of her face, which means we have to move her arm over slightly. Alright, that's okay. So now if we line it up, her other eye, her one over here would go somewhere over here, and her arm, her shoulder area, would end around there. So that's correct. I think I got her arm all sorted out. Okay. Now the back of her head lines up with her back. So the farthest of her back would be right here, and then curve in, and then it goes down, but not too much, and then it dips out again. And then I'm gonna follow, like, her dress would end like right here, just to keep this a little organized. Here, I'm gonna draw that a little bit better. There. So now, but the most of the back that I can see is lined up with the shoulder. There, because her hair covers most of it, and my character her hair would cover a lot of it. So now her boob, it only goes down the top of her shoulder, only goes down about that much, then it starts coming out, and it comes out till about here-ish. Why can't I draw no more? Oh no. My pen just died, so we're going to hand. So, but her boob would come out to somewhat right here. And then it would go in. Thank you, Barry's Teen Girl, for sticking around. So, there. Now, her other arm that's in the back, it's slightly covered by the hair, but from what I can see, it's lined up a little bit lower than this arm, but it curves up. So this one goes like that. I think it's a little, yeah, it's definitely a little too thin. So we're gonna thicken it up. And then I'm gonna erase this because can't see very much of her elbow because it gets cut off. But from what I can see, it looks a little more pointed. So now we have the other arm, which it has a very thin wrist. Ugh. But it goes down like that. That's the side of the hand, and then it goes up, and then that would be the wrist. And now it goes around, and it sort of bends like that. And then I think this one is still so thin. I need to definitely thicken it up. It looks like unnaturally thin. Okay. That is a lot better than all my other attempts. So now, time to do the dreaded hand. We have the top of the hand. It goes down like that. Her thumb bends. She has one of those, it's called like a hiker thumb. Hitchhiker thumb. Yeah. So, gotta draw that. Then she has a finger, from what I'm seeing. So her fingers are going like this. Her pointer finger is lined up with the top of her wrist. And then her second finger doesn't really change much from that. Her third finger is going up like this, and it has a little bump. And then the very last finger is kind of just there. That looks pretty good. So I feel like this wrist is not the best. I don't know how to... I think I need to push it out a little bit. There we go. Now... Oh, we got 5 people watching. So now I'm going to get on to the facial features. I'm not even going to attempt the neck yet, which actually my character's neck would be hidden, so it's not really the most important. The eyes, so the middle of the nose is around here. It's at the bottom of the nose is around the bottom of the ear, which I think I need to change that a little bit. So it'd be like around here. And I have the head tilted up slightly, so we need to tilt the nose up slightly. Then her eyebrow line is around the top of the ear, so it would be around here. And again, we need to tilt it up slightly, just like how the rest of the head is. And then the chin, and the lips would not be very much higher than the chin, so there we go. Now her second eye, this one I always hate doing. I hate having to do the second eye, but it's quite necessary. So it's sort of, the bridge of the nose is hiding some of the eye, so we need to put that there. It would be slightly hidden. And now, in the reference photo, the eye actually is supposed to have more space than this, so we're going to need to move this over. We're going to need to move it away from the side of the face, just a little bit. There we go. And then this other eye definitely needs to be changed. What layer did I have this on? There we go. Let me just erase this. I was using that for some guidelines. Now her nose, I can see there's like the bridge of her nose continues right here, but that's more of a shadow. You don't really see this very well. Her nose continues down, and then you have the underside of the nose, since it is slightly lifted up. And we need to turn it over because this is 3/4 angle of the face. You see the nostril right here. The second nostril is slightly hidden by the middle part of the nose. And then, sorry, my reference photo almost went away, and then there's the other side of the nose. So I know it looks messy, and it's not really the best to understand. Let me try and erase a little bit of it. So, you have one nostril, you have the middle of the nose, the second nostril is slightly hidden by the other side of the nose, and then you have the top of the nose. Okay, it's not the best. I know it looks terrible right now, but just wait. So then you have that. But I'm going to simplify it for my art style. So we're going to take this. Here's the middle of the nose. Here's one nostril. The other nostril. It's more hidden. And then I like to draw this for the highlight of the nose. And there. Actually, I think the nose points out just a little, well, I think it goes a little bit more this way. And then she has a very curved nose, so we have to bring this out to bring that curve in. There we go. Now, the other eye. So the other side of the nose is around here. The eye is about that far away. So we start with the inner corner of the eye. And she has almond eyes, so we gotta bring the highest point to right here. Now we gotta bring this around and like that. Now I've noticed this eye is bigger than this eye, so we're just gonna take the special tool and we're gonna move this one down a little bit to make it appear bigger, but not too much. Now her eyebrows are hidden by her hair, but from what I can tell, hello Shelly, I do take requests if you would like to make a request. We're just going to draw the general shape of the eyebrow. And then the other eyebrow is hidden by the hand. So I think the nose is a little too small. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger just by bringing these parts out. We're not going to mess with up here. Mabel. Yes, I can. Thank God I know that. Thank you. I have seen some episodes of that show, so I will draw that after this one. So, we have a good length between the ear and the eye, so at least that's good. I don't have to change that. I usually mess that part up. And then I'm going to draw the general shape of the ear, or the inside of the ear. One way I help is that up here will generally be thinner than the other parts. So do that. Bring this down a little bit, and then bring this over for that little flap in your ear. I like to add this as a little, I guess, ear dimple that I have, and I like to add to my characters. And then we just kind of add little scribbles to make the inside of the ears. Now, the lips. I absolutely hate this part. I honestly suck at drawing lips, but I will attempt it, so don't expect the best from me. Thanks, I have a lot of people telling me that. So, the corner of the lip is lining up from right there and right there. Oh, it looks like she's crying. Oh no. And then she has a somewhat curve to her lips in the corner. A very subtle one. And then she has a big area between her lips and her nose. I think that's called, like, here, right here would be the Cupid's bow. So, now, this side would be generally a little bit, I would say, pushed in, almost, because her head is, again, in a 3/4 angle. And then her lips gotta be brought up a little bit, because I made them way too big. And now, the bottom of her lips are about the same size of her upper lips, so just gonna, oh my god, they look terrible. Now again, I'm gonna simplify this for my art style, so hold up. They will look better, I promise. So for my art style, thank you. We're gonna draw the corners of the lips and bring them in. And then I'm gonna draw the lower lip to define it, to make her look a little bit feminine. And then the upper lip, we're just gonna draw a slight Cupid's bow. Ugh. Again, I hate drawing lips. Now, just gonna erase these. Now, I think I made her lips too far this way, so I'm going to take the lasso tool, I'm going to circle around it. So, her lips are like that, and I think they're more ever so slightly turned. Ugh. if I haven't already said this enough, I hate drawing lips. Especially closed mouths like this. I can do open mouths pretty easily, but closed mouths just look so awkward. I want to give her a slight pout, so I'm going to bring her lip in a little bit. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a break from the lips because they are starting to really frustrate me. Now that I look at it, I think the eyes need to be brought down just ever so slightly. I'm just gonna do some adjustments to the face in general. I don't really know how to explain it, but there. Now, this nose, again, looks weird. So this is the bottom of her nose. The other, and then this is the nostril. This is the other nostril. So, I think that looks better. Let's get on to drawing the hair. Hello there! I'm so happy that you have came back to see my other live now. So, I'm gonna get on to drawing the hair, and I'm super excited to this because I'm not gonna go off the reference, I'm gonna go off of my character that I'm drawing. So the character I'm drawing has an afro, like a big afro. It's gonna be like this big. And I recently learned a new technique. Thank you! And I recently learned a new technique to draw afros. So we're gonna start with the middle point like always. That would be the hairline. And we're going to bring it out. We're going to draw thick shapes coming out just for the base shapes. The hand is going over the hair, so we need to put the hair behind it. Now we're going to draw the other part, like the big back part of the hair. This would be the bottom of the hair. That would be hiding some of the neck. We're going to put, this looks very messy right now, but it will get better, I promise. We're gonna put a little hair there. And now I'm gonna bring this up. And time to do this other side of hair. So we draw the back part. Oof, it's kind of hard to do with the arm there, but we make it work. So now I'm actually going to make this. Now that I realize it, I should have made the hair part a red color so that I can see and differentiate it. Hello there, mouse. So, we're gonna go back to my sketch pen, and now we're gonna draw some finer hairs. So what I like to do for that, to draw actual curls in the hair, you would make like little, make a smaller, rounder square. Then do it again, make an even smaller one. Now this is just one kind of curls. There's so many others and I know how to draw only a few of them. So this is definitely not like a generalized, but it's one way to draw one kind of curls. So it'd be like that, and then we'll add some extra strands a little bit later. So now we're just gonna draw a few more of those. I'm adding more definition and yeah, I've been doing it for years. You can use it. I think it's an amazing idea to be able to tell the difference in layers. So I'm adding more definition to the front of the hair because it is the main part of it. When we get to the back part of the hair, that is where I'm gonna add less because it would become, it's more in the background is what I'm trying to say. Sorry guys, I'm not the best at talking or explaining things, but it's okay. Just, if you want, subscribe to me so you can see some of my other lives. I might also have to go soon to go eat dinner, so yeah. I might be, well, no, I'm gonna definitely be back on later. So you can come see me. And I won't continue this drawing without being live, so you will get to see the whole process of me drawing this. But goodbye. So I'm still drawing all the little bits and pieces of hair. I don't know if it's hard for you guys to tell because it definitely looks like a mess right now, but it's getting somewhere. I'm making it a little bit more messy now that we're getting to, I guess, more random parts of it. I would try that. I want to become a tattoo artist, and I currently am, like, I guess, training to become one. So it's somewhat like it, I would say. Now I'm gonna add, I like adding this like little, oh yeah, this is another way to draw. Thank you. This is another way to draw curls that I like to do. You would draw a smaller piece and then, I guess, overlap-ish? I don't know how to explain this part. But you would just keep overlapping. So it would curl around. This would curl around here. I don't like how that one turned out. This would curl around. And then just imagine it just keeps swirling and curling and stuff. So let me clean it up a little bit. So I definitely need to practice on those kind of curls some more, but for now that will do. Now we're really getting into the back part of the hair, so I'm going to make the curls less and less defined. I am sorry guys, I will have to end the live stream here, for I have to go eat dinner. So I will see you guys on my next live stream. Subscribe so you can see the continuation of this drawing and all my other artist tips. So goodbye everyone.